Cranky Yankee coming back with another video, and today we're going on board with Daniel Kvyat as promised. If you caught the race review, so if you haven't, make sure to check out the race review. It's interesting. I go through the standings as well and what to look forward to in terms of the race before we head into Brazil in 2 weeks. But in that video, I was because I'd already seen this on board a couple times, but I wasn't commentating on Kvyat's race leading up to it. Now, I rewatched it through and through. That's what's taking me so long. I still think it's probably a penalty, and I think I honestly could be persuaded otherwise if someone in the link in the comments below. This is also one of those ones where I don't think it's that clear cut, and you have to watch leading up to it. And I think, okay, so while that doesn't necessarily, it's not in the rule book that, racecraft dilutes a penalty. It's not. I get it. It doesn't change the fact that he had some good moves leading up to it, and it was there. It's what his continuation of pushing Sergio out is what got him this. So that's the setup. So this video can stay. If you're new to this channel, I have to sort of explain it so these videos don't get blocked because no one has this video up yet. Maybe I'll be one of the first, but let's go through, and I want to take you through the setup because look at this outside in setup that he does here. He goes wide, he gets on the racing line on the outside, he gets as close as possible. You catch that little wheel spin he just had, but let's go through. So this is the second to last. This is the turn before the incident. So he makes it. There's not a lot of runway right there. It's kind of like exactly what happened in Mexico where he went outside in and then took about I don't know, what was that? Probably 30 meters, and he tried to make a move. Now, Checo went really wide, and he probably was trying to get a good exit, but more than likely he was on the defensive for Kvyat closing up that inside, and that forced him to go wide to make sure that he didn't leave room back again. Now, that's where it's important to me. If you just watch the incident, the wreck, you go, oh yeah, Kvyat's at fault. But then you realize Checo left room because he had to defend Kvyat's moves. The actual move is there because Kvyat set it up. Checo has to go wide to make sure he exits well. It's not like he was just driving and he bombarded. It makes me think of Spa and Max. That's what he did to Kimi. And no, I don't want to argue about that. So talk about this, and if you want to talk about something. So he makes his move, and the only thing I can say is if it stopped there, and I don't think Kvyat, the problem is I don't think Kvyat can turn more. He's wheel locked. So if you can't see this, he's wheel locked right there. So, and I'm trying to, if you can see what I'm doing here, I can't pull it up all the way, but he's wheel locked right here. Yeah, my hand's on it. So it's like I'm driving his car. He can't go left anymore. It's wheel totally. So I don't know. I think that probably factored into it with the stewards. If they're saying, look, he's saying I couldn't have done more. And he put himself in a position where even no matter what he did, he was putting someone else off the track. I think that probably is why he got the penalty. But had it been where he was flattening out and pushing him wide, he didn't do that though. He literally went as far left as he possibly could. And in Kvyat's defense, he's saying, even as I watch it now, it makes me go back towards Kvyat. Kvyat's saying that happens all the time. And Sergio, technically, there wasn't a lot of run-up room, but Sergio didn't leave him too much room once they started executing the turn. So this one's so tough for me, and I apologize for being so annoyingly arrogant about that in the actual race video. But yeah, this doesn't look as clear-cut as I thought when I rewatch it. And it has to do with all this setup. So he goes outside and he turns back in. If you remember, he did that to Hulkenberg in Mexico City. He takes a wide looping turn so he can get on this apex right there. He wants to get, right, if you follow my line, the trajectory, he's trying to hit the apex right there, and he will, boom, and then get on the inside of this apex. So that's hard. There's the line. If you follow that trajectory, look at Checo play defense on the inside right here. So he's playing defense right here on the inside, trying to close that off so Kvyat can't go up the middle. Now, Kvyat sees that and goes a little bit more wide so he can dive back inside, which he'll do in there. So that's the only move he had left because remember, there's a double yellow with Magnussen you can't overtake there. So looking at this, even when you back up and kind of if you try to trace out where he's going, it looks like, I mean, he's going to have one wheel over the line, but he's not really exceeding track. Like he takes a lot of curb, that's for sure. And he almost even ramps. So that's probably also a factor. Okay, I guess as we rewatch, that's a lot of curb. That's a lot of curb to say it was there. Okay, so I was already saying this is probably a penalty, but had he not taken so much curb, look how much curb he had to take to force it. So I think that right there is the money shot. If this was, you know, I know you're allowed to take curb, guys. I know that. But I think he takes too much to try to justify this move. What do you guys think? I'm trying to be fair here, but had he not ramped, I think he might have been able to get a little bit more grip too and turn. The problem is he knocks Sergio off the track. And actually, if you look really close, as part of Sergio, there's some carbon fiber loose. So, I mean, you can't really have guys doing this, but yeah, you can see it fly up. Do you see it? So I was really sternly saying this is on Kvyat. Then I watched it again, and as I'm even making this video, I catch myself going back towards the other way. Okay, so I'm officially in the camp that this is a penalty because that right there, that's why. It's there is room, but at the same time, that's not a reasonable move he made, and he's appealing to the fact that He's appealing to the fact that, you know, he was executing the overtake. Well, the overtake wasn't there, at least as he's trying to portray it. He forced it to be there by taking a lot of curb. Again, you're allowed to take the curb, but he's almost got all four wheels on the curb at this point. Like, look right here. Like, and actually, I can't, the player is not high bandwidth enough. I can't go like a millisecond forward, but if I went forward a little bit, he'd probably have his wheel right there on the curb. So his right front. I don't know. So tell me what you guys think. I'm leaning towards that was the right call. Now, if this was like a bigger team, he would have got away with this probably. Seriously, he probably would have got away with this if this was Max or even Leclerc. But he's not. And these smaller teams aren't getting that much. You know, look, his decision in Mexico City took, what, 10 minutes? His decision here in the United States took 20 minutes, maybe even less. How long did the decision for Leclerc to be made? They made the decision in 10 minutes, and then it took 3 more hours to overturn it. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. I try to upload as much of the onboards as humanly possible. It doesn't always work out, as you can see why there's not many of this breakdown online. Because this is definitely guarded stuff for F1, but this is fair use commentary, so can't do anything about it. I think it's a penalty. I think it's on the edge. I think it's hard racing, but he took too much curb, and he couldn't even unwheel lock. Like his decision made it so that the other driver was in trouble. It was off track. So that's it. I've made my point, and yeah, even kind of fell deeper into position the second I made this video. So appreciate it. I'll talk to you guys soon. Another onboard coming shortly.